that you ready, little nigga, let's get it. I really been out in the trenches. I try to tell him, pay attention, but you know that these niggas don't listen. So my nigga been up in the kitchen, cooking up, working and flipping. Blue face, I been counting them benches. Now I got money, these bitches got friendly. So I get it, then count it, it's stacky. No more putting race in the mattress.
So what's up, y'all? Welcome to the boss life of T Hop. You know, original name is Mind Your Business. No, I'm just playing. It's Tabitha. Yeah, Tabitha, but ghetto, pretty much. I told my parents to spell it differently, but they wasn't going. So it is what it is. You can call me T though. For me to sit there and teach you how to pronounce my name, you gotta earn that because niggas is ignorant at this point. Like one time I had this teacher call me Tabitha, bro. I stood up and cussed her out in class. The whole class was like, she just kicked me out and sent me to the principal office though. Cause she knew I was butthurt over that. Like I'm not the type to get all rowdy about my name and people saying it wrong. But at the same time, you just blankly disrespected my name. So, welcome to my intro. Really? About me? I don't know if I want to give y'all the summarized version or the breakdown. I'm gonna give y'all the summarized version. And if y'all want to know more, like detailed more, y'all gotta comment below what topics y'all want to know more about. Cause I know y'all niggas is nosy. You're nosy as hell. Okay, so with that being said, you know, when God created this beautiful creation right here, me. Feel me? So I'm gonna take it back to how I got started for real. Like how I got this mentality, you know, kind of like what I've been through to put me on this path. Oh, me, duh. Starting off, a big significant thing that was in my life was I was homeschooled up until the age of 15. We all started out homeschooled, but just like regular school, it started dropping out. No, I'm just playing. On the real, my parents started asking me at like 13 if I wanted to start going to public school, and I was like, yeah, put me in. But they was kind of dragging their feet on it for a while, but they finally put me in public school. And then I graduated in 2016. I really went to public school because homeschool was cool and all, but I was anti-socialist, bro. Like I was socially awkward. I would always walk into a room and just be by myself in a corner somewhere. Like it was hard for me to really interact with people for real, and I felt like that was a problem. I mean, it is a problem. So I was like, the only way I could fix it was to change my environment for real. Now I got out. You know, I went to church. I was big on church. Well, my family was big on church. We stayed going to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. You know, went to children's church. I had my gang there, you know, feel me, friends that was at church. But and shout out to my nigga Jasmine, bro, because she stayed, asked me if I want to go somewhere, do something. Like, she got me out my shell for real. But, damn. Forgot the whole point. This is gonna happen a lot. Like I forget what I'm supposed to be talking about all the time. Like mid-conversation, like my brain just be zooted. Just going. I went to public school because I was socially awkward and shit. And I really wanted to fix that. So I changed my environment. And so I was like, I want to be around more people. I want to learn how to be more social. I want to have the school experience. Like I really didn't go for education. Like I didn't really care for all that. I went because of the environment and the interactions I would get and the lifestyle being in school. I felt like it would help me relate to my peers more and help me be able to open up because, I wanted to feel like I could relate to somebody about something. And so, public school started out a little bumpy. I was awkward. Niggas kept asking me if I was gay. I kept saying no. Like, I was just like, what is these people on? Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, middle school was weird. It was weird. It was a weird time. But it taught me a lot, and so did high school, and that's why I'm appreciative that I went to public school, because, turned me into a real ass nigga that I am today, you feel me? But, this shit's gonna be so long just because I forget about what I'm supposed to be talking about. Maybe I should put this out. So in the end, after I graduated from high school, I was pretty much in limbo. I had got a job my junior year, and I got promoted to supervisor like under 6 months. I don't remember exactly. It was probably 4. I took the promotion my junior year, but then I turned it down my senior year and demoted myself because, I felt like it was too much to focus on school and what they was trying to get me to do. So at that point, I was really just like skating through life. Like senior year, I was just zooted like all the time. I pretty much like ducked off from all my friends, like just got a like weird ass mentality. And so I had started getting into really just going to work, like working. Like I was making bread, but I was always at work. I was missing out on everything. And niggas would be like, "What you doing this weekend?" I was like, "Going to work." What the fuck you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I'm going to work. And so I had, within that time of me working, I had, saved up to buy my own car, started paying my own bills and all that. And so I started really getting the experience of the adult life for real a little bit. And so once I had kind of got out there on my own, I got into a relationship and I ended up moving into an apartment with shorty. And, it was like at that point, your mind, your mentality kind of switch up to like, I got to get this bread so I can make it. You feel me? And it was hard, bro. Like I was at that job that I got my junior year and like for like 3 years. And so I was really stagnant. I was like, I don't want to move up because no. But at the same time, it was like, I know I can handle the position because I was just a supervisor, like a shift leader. Like I could have been the inventory manager if I wanted to, if I really put that effort in. But I wasn't trying to do all that for real. I was like, this place pisses me off. I don't really like half the people that work here. And so, because they had switched me from one of my favorite workers, so it was like the job got real dull. It was just real like a drag to go to work every day. It was just, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like, I was just like skating through life, like not really living, just like going. Like, I wasn't really saving my bread, wasn't really doing anything right. Like, it was bad. So I started thinking about my life and what I needed to do because I had ended up losing that job, and it was even harder for me because I was like, dang, like ain't nobody out here trying to pay me this management pay without having to be a manager. And I was like, I'm not trying to be a manager. Like I was in a mentality, I was tired. I was like, I didn't really care about taking care of or being responsible for other people because I felt like I really couldn't be responsible or take care of myself for real. So it was just like, man, like I'm not trying to do all that. Like I'm not worried about none of that. I don't want to. So I was avoiding like all management positions, like all leadership positions, like everything. Like I was just like, I'm cool off all of it. So I ended up just taking like a Domino's gig, like, and I was just delivery driving pizzas. And so, I'm still in this relationship. I'm still having to pay this rent. I'm still having to do all this extra stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I still got to pay this bill. So I'm just do what I got to do. But I'm not trying to do this domino stuff forever. Like, I need to start thinking about long term. So I ended up going back to culinary school because my original plan was to go to culinary school after graduation. But I ended up going to like business school at CTC for like first one semester because I had got a scholarship. But once that ran out, I was like, I'm cool off this life. So I had ended up dropping out of college and I was just just not sure about going back. So when the opportunity came for me to go to culinary school, and I remember I took the call while I was making a Domino's delivery, and she was talking about how she found a way to help me out and get started as soon as the fall semester. I was like, well, shit, let me call my dad. So I called my dad up. He's like, yeah, I can help you, yada yada. I'm like, all right, bet. So it's a plan. So we set up a plan. I start school. Boom. I'm going. I'm busting out school. I'm delivery driving pizzas in the morning from like 9 to 4. And then I'm driving an hour to go to school. And then I'm driving an hour home. Then I'm staying up to study, and then it's like staying up to feed myself, staying up to clean my house sometimes. Like, it was a lot. And so a an issue had came up to where I had got, I don't remember if it was a call from the school or what, but either way, they told me that my funds was backed up and I would be kicked out the next class if I didn't pay. And I was like, what you mean? Like, I'm not aware of any missed payments. Like, my dad said you would help me. Like, I'm assuming that he's helping me. She was like, well, we haven't received your payment since yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll contact you as soon as I got an answer for you because I'm just not aware of this. Like, I don't know what's going on for real. So I called my dad. He's explaining everything to me that something came up and he hasn't been able to help out like he thought he could. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, that's fine. I'm cool. It's easy, like, easy decision. You dropping out. I couldn't afford to spend that much of the money in gas. I was spending like $200 in gas on top of like car note, insurance, phone bill, rent. Like, what you expect me to do? Like, I didn't want no student loan. Like, I was like, I don't want to borrow no money from nobody. Like, I don't want to owe nobody nothing. Like, I'm not trying to do none of that. Ended up just dropping out. But before I had dropped out, as soon as I started school, I was like, yo, I'm looking for a job. Like, anybody that's hiring, like, whether in Austin or Killeen, you know, like, anywhere. Like, just put me on. And so they was like, okay. So while I was in school, they helped me find a better job. And I had already started this job. I was in there, locked in, boom. I was there one and only baker. So I was doing all the desserts. I was doing all this extra stuff. Like, I was helping out with the dinners that they had and the winemakers events where they serving people like food, like plated food, like right then and there. So I was able to experience a lot at that job, and it helped me structure, you know, like what I really wanted to go after. Because I was just like, man, I could do this for myself because I be having crazy ideas for desserts. Like, what? So then I started thinking about entrepreneurship a lot. Like, it was really like in me because I got tired of always having to be on somebody else's clock. I got tired of always having to be on somebody else's time. Like, oh, if I don't get this done, you gotta stay and help. Like, or, oh, we have a last minute thing. We need you to stay and do this, this, and that. And it's just like, bruh. I decided to start my dessert business, Treehouse 254. It really just started out as a blog because I was just like making like desserts and doing random stuff, and then I would just post it because what else I'm gonna do? And people just started liking it. They was just like, yo, you do your thing. Like, yo, you be killing it, you know, stuff like that. So I was like hyping it up. So I was like, shit, maybe I should do this long term and see where it goes. So I made a Facebook page. I started posting. Next thing you know, I was at over like 500 likes, and it was like going crazy. But while I was doing all this, I had the opportunity to take a new job under a well-known chef in the Austin area. And once my friend put me on there, I was like, yeah. So I went and talked to my chef. I was like, I bid you adieu. Like, I appreciate you. I love you. But it's time for me to part my ways and go and skirt to the city. And he was like, okay, yeah, I understand. So, you know, if you ever need anything, reach out. And I was like, bet. So I look. So I jetted to go work for her. And that's when I really slowed down on working for my business because it was an hour away from where I stayed. And at that point, I was working like pretty much 12-hour shifts because you got to count. I was counting that hour drive to get there. Either I was getting paid for it or not, I counted it. So I'm driving an hour to get there. I'm working 8 hours or longer to get back. I mean, as my shift. And then I'm driving an hour home. And so at this point, I'm back to what I was doing before when I was delivery driving and going to school at the same time, just going, like constantly nonstop. Because when I got off, I'm supposed to be working on my business or making other money moves after that. And so it's like, okay, so I don't really know how this is going to work out. So I really just kind of like slowed up on my business and only did it like when somebody ordered something. I was like, hey, can you make this for me? Or, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, you know me, I'm always going to try and get some money. So I was like, all right, I got you. And so that's really where like my page kind of like helped grow because it was just me posting stuff that people would ask me to do or experiment with, or I had an idea and I was just cooking up stuff and I was just be like, boom, let me post it. And so really just my own creativity, you feel me? I was about to hit my 3-month mark to where my benefits started rolling in. And COVID hit. Hours started slowing up because business started slowing up because the city was shut down. I really had to like think about something, like figure it out.
Had to put that blunt out for a sec, but we bet.
Smoke break. So while I'm at this job in Austin, COVID is hitting and all this extra stuff is going on. On top of that, going through moving out of my apartment and moving back in with my parents, unfortunately. And that was real tough because I always said, when I move out, I ain't never coming back. Like, that's on period. Like, I'm not coming back. And then they got to go back. But something's got to give. Like, I was looking for apartments left and right, but everything was just out of my range. My car note was high because my insurance was high because I had a bad driver's record. Like, everything was just L's. Like, it changed my mindset because after being furloughed, I had to go find another job. Yeah, everybody was telling me to file for unemployment, and I really missed out on that because I just wasn't really feeling it. Like, I felt like I wasn't gonna get approved, or some type of BS was gonna happen, so where it was like, oh, you're not getting no bread, because that always happens to me with that government stuff. So I don't even get excited about that when people be talking about stimmy checks and all that other stuff. Like, whatever, nigga. I'm gonna get my bread regardless, so it's whatever. I don't care. At this point, I'm working at Pizza Hut because I'm furloughed, and I'm back home with my parents. So I'm just like, at this point, my mental head is just like, fuck it. Like, I'm over it all. Like, I'm just doing what I gotta do to make some money, pay my bills, and then I'm gonna figure it out after that. I got into, dang, what happened after Pizza Hut? Pizza Hut, bro, I really want to know, like, if you watching this video and I ever delivered your pizza, please leave a review of what it was like, because I was high every day. Bro, like, when they did the no contact or the contactless stuff, like, the drivers couldn't even go in and get the pizzas at a certain point. Like, they had to have somebody bring it out with their mask and their gloves on, all that. Put the pizza in the back seat, and then, like, you know, type stuff. And so it was like, never mind, bro. Let's just say I was zooted. Like, but I was good though. I was a good driver. Like, I ain't never take no long time, but it was a drag though. I was a bum doing that shit, bro. Like, mentality wise, like, not literally wise, but like mentality wise, like, I was just thinking about bum nigga shit. Like, it was nothing. Like, I was just like, wasn't inspired. I wasn't doing nothing with my time. Just focused on all the wrong stuff for real. So eventually I had got offered my position back at my job in Austin, and of course I took it. But it started weighing on my finances heavy because of how much gas I had to use. I had got into a car accident, and so I had to change cars. And so one car needed a lot of maintenance. It was a lot. I ended up having to quit. And instead of finding something else, I went unemployed for 3 months. And it was bad. I was just kind of like in limbo. I wasn't really doing nothing with my time. Like, I was working on my business, but I wasn't really working on my business. I had a lot of time to think about what I needed to get done, like what I wanted, because I was applying for jobs. I wasn't getting calls back. Like, it wasn't like I was just like out there just like, you know what? Whatever. Like, nah. Like, I was still like, you know, trying to get a job. It was just the jobs that I was applying for, I wasn't qualified for. I didn't have a background for. But I wanted to pay because I felt like the jobs that I was qualified for, I'd have to be a manager. And like I said, I was running from that. I was running from management positions left and right. Like, I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want it. Like, so, I forgot what I was supposed to be talking about. Jesus.
Might as well go ahead and start calling me Dory, goddamn.
I had some family in Georgia that I was, communicating with back and forth, staying in contact with. And they was like, called me up one day and was just like, what are you doing with yourself for real? And I was just like, honestly, bro, nothing. Like, I'm not doing anything for real. Like, I'm not interested in getting a job. I'm not interested in working for someone right now. Like, I'm not feeling it at all. And she was just like, well, come visit me for my birthday and let's see, what's up. And you just come down here and see what Georgia's like. And see if your vibes, just get you out of that mentality and stuff. You can bake for my birthday and everything. And I was like, you know what? That sounds cool. I'll do that. So, bought my ticket, flew out to GA, saw my little sis, and man, I was, oh, look at that, bro. Look. Like, the whole time, bro, like, they was like, bitch, you're annoying. Like, do you ever go outside? I was just like, no. Like, I'm from Killeen. Like, what? Like, and it's not like I traveled. Like, every time I say I'm from Texas, they automatically be like, oh, Texas be lit, though. And I was like, nah, where I'm from, it's not that lit. We have lit moments. Like, there's rare moments where we make memories in the city. We turn up sometime. But for the most part, there ain't nothing to do. Niggas ain't on shit. Niggas ain't about shit. Niggas ain't gonna do shit. But, I love my city, though. So, don't play. But still, I had to get up out of there for a minute. And, it was nice. It was nice to be in a different environment. Yeah, so I was out there, I ended up baking, made some content. And, one of my TikToks ended up getting a lot of likes and all that other stuff. And so, I was getting mad followers on my page. So they was just like, yo, you should high-key move down here. And I was like, move down here? Like, what are you talking about? She was like, you'd have somewhere to stay, bro. Like, come on, like, move down here with us. Like, look at what you thriving down here. Like, you was moving like this. Like, I was like, nah, that's no cap. I was like, it is fun down here too. Like, I ain't gonna lie. So I was like, all right, if that's the case, cool. I'm gonna call my mama, see how she feel, of course. But I'm like, making this decision. And so I pretty much called my mama. I told her, and I was just like, I'm considering moving out here. And she was like supportive, but sad at the same time. But she understood why I need to do what I need to do. So I came home, packed my car up in about 2 weeks, met my little sis in a nearby city, bro, and then she linked up and she got behind the wheel and she helped me drive me and my stuff to GA. And that's where I'm at now, in Georgia, living it up, living my best life, trying to be an entrepreneur. But when I first got here, like, in those 2 weeks that I was, like, back in Texas before I came down here, I was applying for jobs, and I ended up getting two. My family out there was always helping me get clientele and get customers, and, so and then I was out there doing networking. She helped add me to groups, so I was able to, like, comment and stuff and connect with a few people that helped me start doing vendor tables and whatnot. So, just like when I touched down, like, they just kind of like pushed me to like change my mindset and my focus to like, what I wanted to do for. Before I had ended up trying to switch up those jobs, I had a childhood friend that I grew up with. She had started her own travel business. I started noticing all her social media, like, it was like changing, it was switching up. Like, she was like out on the scene, like flexing on niggas. I was like, since when you be with the big dogs, bro? Like, what you got going on, eh? And so she was just like, well, I started my own travel business and, it's helping me make residual income. And I was just like, what? How? And so she put me on, and I was like, yo, as soon as I can, I'm gonna come cop that. And so it took me a minute to really buckle down to make the decision to do it, but I did. And boy, when I tell you, no, man, that changed my life for real. Like in more ways than just like money. Like it changed my mentality. Like it taught me so much about myself and about how I need to grow. And so how I can be successful. And when I tell you that is helping me through a lot right now, I mean that. I mean that. When I started it, I was still working it up in Panera Bread, you know. I was like, you know, just getting into the gist of, you know, requesting off, taking my little travel trips, yada yada, doing my thing. And eventually, it was my time to go. So, while I was on shift one time, I was like, man, I'm trying to go work at a black-owned bakery. And so, somebody put me on, because, you know, I was on my phone, still trying to find somewhere to be, because, no. I ended up getting put on to this bakery in a nearby city where I stay in. And I applied via email, and I called, and they was like, well, we can set up and talk via email until, you know, we're ready. So I was like, okay, bet. I filled out the application. They was like, bet, when can you come in for an interview? So I looked at my schedule, and I was literally about to leave to go to Dallas for a business trip. And I was just like, well, I touched down on Wednesday morning. I can be at you like late after 3, maybe. And she was just like, okay, perfect. Show up at 4. I said, I'll be there. Bet. So I touch down, get home from the airport, freshen up. My homeboy comes scoop me, take me to the interview, and I go in, and it's vibes off rip. Like, we just sitting out at the table, just chopping it up. Like, yes, like, literally. And so, she was just like, okay, let's go introduce you to, you know, the co-owner, my sister, the chef. So, boom, I met the sister, the chef, or whatever. She was just like, cool, we'll see how you do when you come in for your day with me. So I was like, all right, bet. So I show up for my day, I kill it. Been working there ever since. And I love that place because I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about me. They're helping me grow. They help make me feel like family for real. Like, I love the experience of working in a black-owned restaurant. Like, it's unmatched. Like, going from corporate America to small business owners is totally different, and I love it. And that's really why I'm excited about working here, because once I get to the point of my life to where I can start my own business. Well, I mean, I started my own business already. Like, I got LLCs for days. You feel me? But at this point, it's like, I'm just ready to get going in my own brands. Let me say it like that. I'm just ready to get started going in my own brands for real, because I have so many ideas and so much stuff that I want to do. And that's really why I started this YouTube channel, because I have a lot of family and friends back home in Texas that are really proud of me for even leaving. Just as like, they were like, bro, you states away. They were like, it's not like you moved to Houston or something, or Waco, Dallas. Like, you just jetted states away. Like, didn't even barely told this. I said, well, yeah, bro, like, you know, you gotta grab opportunity when you can and just ride that wave till it's not moving no more. And they was like, yeah, but we understand, bro, we proud of you type shit. So I just really made this channel because I wanted to have a way to stay connected with my Texas family and all of my Texas family, not just my immediate family that I call, because I'm a bad like interactor when it comes to like virtually. Like, I'm getting better, like way better, but it's a work in progress. Like, so there's a lot of people that I think about that I'll be like, oh, I miss so much. And I'll be like, oh, I want to call them, and then totally forget, because I have so much on my to-do list. I'm constantly doing so much. It's like, what? Like, people survive this, bro. But, yeah, that's why I'm at. That's why this YouTube is here. So I really appreciate y'all tuning in and listening to how I got here on this entrepreneurial journey that I'm on, because my dad already knew he was gonna be raising some bosses, some entrepreneurs. You feel me? And I already have a sister that's booming in my city because she stepped out on her blessing. You feel me? And boom, she's making it happen for her family. So she was another inspiration on why I was just like, shit, I gotta step out on my faith and do what I gotta do for mine too. And that's really just what I'm doing right now. And so I'm just gonna take y'all on this journey with me because I gotta put on for mine, bruh. Like, there is no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, I'm gonna retire my dad.